Life is good though. I want to see your life is great. Your life is great. Have a good time, man. Have some fun. Having fun is okay. Get some love in your life. Find that man. Another person that just loving yourself, man.
Oh,
Love is great.
so
Spread
cool.
love.
Bye bye. So many fingers. The paint is expensive. My mom will kill me by this one. I just got the Rex in this candle because there was some thumbnail on the side. So now it's even, but now before it hardened, before I use it, I can show you for 2 days ago.
Life is good though. I want to see your life is great. Spread love. I'm out of here.
솜사탕, 장조림, and sweet potato, pumpkin cake. I just finished my lecture, so I pasted out some of the lecture slides. So that's on this side, and the reading was on this side. So whatever was kind of like common, I just brought over to the lecture column because this is the most important part. And I included the whole story as well. And I will just sync my cards now. So this is the website, start sync, and it tells me that there's 20 cards on this page. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but let's just put it here. You can check by looking at this. I should make shashushka with this. No, it would save me the effort of like doing the pasta again. But yes, this is my meat sauce for the lasagna, and I will come back in 1.5 hours. make the thumbnail tomorrow.
Since I felt you by my side, some days feel heartless as you understood. That I found it hard to see. Can't take these back to the tree where we waited. Drive back into town. Don't wanna let me bring you down. You don't need it. Wanna see the headlights flood the ground. Nonsense flapping half the time. We can save it.
Coleslaw with soy sauce and dumplings and cabbage wraps and leftover meat.
And I was standing in my temple, and now you worshiping some other god.
What? Dude, the packaging is so nice. No idea. 我看文写一点。Say hi, say hi.
And now you're standing in my temple.
I'm not really a fan of chocolate and orange together.
Mine.